The year was 1886. John Pemberton, a pharmacist from Atlanta, Georgia, concocted a syrup that would soon take the world by storm. This syrup, mixed with carbonated water, became known as Coca-Cola.
A few years later, in 1898, a North Carolina pharmacist named Caleb Bradham created his own version of the popular beverage, originally calling it Brad's Drink before renaming it Pepsi Cola. Little did these two men know their creations would spark one of the most enduring rivalries in business history.
From their humble beginnings in the American South, Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola have become global behemoths. They are instantly recognizable brands. Their logos are iconic. Their products are consumed billions of times every single day. It has been a story of innovation and imitation, of marketing genius and cutthroat competition.
Coca-Cola, from its inception, has been deeply intertwined with American culture and identity. Its marketing has often evoked a sense of nostalgia, tradition, and shared heritage. Early advertisements for Coca-Cola featured wholesome images of families enjoying the drink together, often in idyllic settings.
During World War II, Coca-Cola famously pledged to provide every American soldier with a bottle of Coke for just a nickel, wherever they were stationed. This patriotic gesture cemented Coca-Cola's place in the hearts of many Americans.
In the decades that followed, Coca-Cola continued to align itself with American values and aspirations. From its iconic polar bear commercials to its sponsorship of major sporting events like the Olympics and the FIFA World Cup, Coca-Cola has consistently positioned itself as a brand that represents the best of America. This strategy has proven to be incredibly successful, making Coca-Cola one of the most recognizable and beloved brands in the world. While Coca-Cola was busy cultivating its image as the all-American beverage, Pepsi-Cola took a different approach. Pepsi positioned itself as the choice for a younger, hipper demographic. The company's marketing campaigns were often bold, provocative, and even a little bit rebellious.
In the 1960s, Pepsi launched its iconic Pepsi Generation campaign, which targeted the burgeoning youth market. The advertisements featured young people enjoying life to the fullest, often while listening to rock and roll music or engaging in other activities that were considered rebellious at the time.
Pepsi's embrace of youth culture continued in the decades that followed. By aligning itself with youth culture and embracing a more rebellious spirit, Pepsi was able to carve out a unique identity in the marketplace and establish a loyal following of its own. The rivalry between Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola reached its peak in the 1980s and 1990s, a period that became known as the Cola Wars. During this time, the two companies engaged in a fierce battle for market share using every marketing tactic imaginable.
One of the most memorable battles of the Cola Wars was the Pepsi Challenge, a blind taste test that Pepsi conducted in public places across America. Participants were asked to taste both Coca-Cola and Pepsi without knowing which was which, and then choose their favorite. Pepsi claimed that the results of these tests proved that consumers preferred the taste of Pepsi over Coke.
The Cola Wars weren't just fought in supermarkets and on television screens. Both Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola invested heavily in expanding their operations into new markets around the world. They built bottling plants, established distribution networks, and launched localized marketing campaigns. This intense competition led to a period of unprecedented innovation in the beverage industry. The Cola Wars weren't just about marketing and advertising, they also spurred a wave of product innovation.
Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola raced to develop lower-calorie versions of their flagship beverages. This led to Diet Coke in 1982 and Diet Pepsi in 1964, marking a significant shift.
The introduction of Diet Colas was a game changer. Consumers could enjoy cola without the guilt of consuming sugar. As the Cola Wars raged on, both Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola realized they couldn't rely solely on their flagship colas for growth. They needed to diversify their product portfolios to appeal to a wider range of consumers.
This led both companies to develop a wide range of non-carbonated beverages. Coca-Cola's acquisition of Minute Maid and PepsiCo's purchase of Tropicana were major moves.
These acquisitions gave both companies a strong foothold in the fruit juice market.
This strategy allowed both companies to maintain their positions as global beverage giants.
The rivalry between Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola has transcended the world of business and become a part of popular culture. Both brands have been featured prominently in countless movies, television shows, and songs.
Their logos are instantly recognizable around the world, and their products have become ubiquitous symbols of refreshment and indulgence.
One of the most iconic examples of Coca-Cola's cultural influence is its association with Santa Claus. The company's advertising campaigns in the 1930s helped to popularize the modern image of Santa Claus as a jolly, bearded man in a red suit.
Pepsi, on the other hand, has often aligned itself with music and celebrity culture. From Michael Jackson's iconic Pepsi commercials in the 1980s to Beyoncé's electrifying Super Bowl halftime show sponsored by Pepsi in 2013, the brand has consistently found ways to insert itself into the cultural conversation and connect with younger generations.
The rivalry between Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola is a fascinating case study in the power of branding. Both companies have invested billions of dollars over the years in building their brands and creating emotional connections with consumers.
They have used advertising, marketing, and public relations to craft carefully curated images for their products, associating them with positive emotions, aspirational lifestyles, and shared cultural values. Coca-Cola has often focused on its heritage and its association with American values.
Pepsi, on the other hand, has positioned itself as the brand for the young and the rebellious. Its marketing campaigns are often edgy, provocative, and attention-grabbing.
The rivalry between Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola demonstrates that branding is about more than just logos and slogans. Both Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola have mastered this art, creating brands that are instantly recognizable and evoke strong emotional responses from consumers around the world.
Their success is a testament to the power of branding in the modern marketplace. Today, Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola stand as two of the most recognizable and influential brands in the world. They operate vast global empires with manufacturing plants, distribution networks, and marketing arms spanning every corner of the globe.
Their products are consumed billions of times every single day, and their logos are instantly recognizable symbols of refreshment and indulgence.
They have successfully navigated numerous challenges over the years, from economic recessions to shifting consumer tastes, and they have emerged from each challenge stronger than ever.
However, the global cola empire faces new challenges in the 21st century. Concerns about health and wellness, coupled with growing demand for healthier beverage options, have led to declining soda consumption in many developed markets.
They have also faced criticism for their environmental impact, particularly their use of plastic packaging and their contribution to plastic pollution. These challenges will require both companies to continue to innovate and adapt if they want to maintain their dominance in the global beverage market for years to come. The future of the cola industry, and of Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola in particular, is uncertain. The challenges they face are significant, but so are the opportunities. Consumers are more health conscious than ever before, and they are demanding healthier and more sustainable beverage options.
This presents a challenge for companies that have built their empires on sugary drinks.
They have introduced new product lines featuring natural sweeteners, reduced sugar content, and functional ingredients that provide added health benefits.
The key to success for both companies will be their ability to adapt to changing consumer preferences and address the growing demand for healthier and more sustainable products. They will need to continue to innovate and develop new products that meet the needs of today's consumers. They will also need to be transparent about their environmental and social impact and take steps to reduce their footprint.
The cola wars may be over, but the battle for the future of the beverage industry has just begun. The rivalry between Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola has shaped the global beverage industry for over a century. It has been a story of innovation, imitation, and fierce competition.
From the cola wars of the 20th century to the battle for the future of the beverage industry today, these two companies have consistently pushed each other to be better, to innovate, and to adapt to changing consumer preferences.
While the days of blind taste tests and celebrity endorsement battles may be over, the rivalry between Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola is far from finished.
The cola wars may have evolved, but the battle for beverage supremacy continues. And one thing is for sure, The consumer is the ultimate winner in this ongoing saga.